Hello everyone, this is Jersey Lee Z, you may call me Lee. And we're finally back with Ace Attorney. Sorry for skipping you last week. I was just busy. And I'm a day later this week, because I had to deal with, a villain yesterday. But I think we're just continuing to investigate the murder. The murder that I feel like we haven't really touched at all since, like, the beginning of the case. Oh, yeah. The Southern girls are here. Could you maybe calm down a little? Calm down? No way, Jose! Not until y'all come clean. It's for your own good, dang it. Our intrepid reporters refuse to give up, even in the face of repeated stonewalling from the crew. I think that's illegal. Like, if you try to force interviews with people that don't want to, I think that's illegal. It might also be trespassing. Oh, look, you ladies need to stop harassing these people or I'll have to ask you to... You cops sure got a lot of nerve. Y'all are the ones who let Torosaurus run wild. It's literally... okay. Hoping to hide the fact that they bred this menace themselves, the staff cling desperately to their story. Are we so for real? Are we so for real?
Look, we're really not breeding anything. This is a movie set.
Says the gal who told me she done seen Gordy with her own dang eyes.
Sure, I saw something, but that doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here.
Alright, break it up, break it up. Oh, the gang is here.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
And Sean. Y'all are on the trail of this here monster infestation too, huh? No, we were rescuing a kidnapped child. No, we're on the trail of a criminal. Lang Ji says, the darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. I guess. Lang Ji sure says a lot of shit, huh? Is that just a blank scroll and he's just holding it in front of his face whenever he lies? That is to say, a killer's no different from a monster, really. Agent Lang, this is highly irregular, sir. We can't allow members of the public onto the crime scene. And you don't count as police anymore, so... These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here. Oh, he's talking about us. Okay. Well, Agent Lang, here we are. Where do you intend to begin? Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wang's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been seen since the night before last. Yes, he slipped off without his bodyguards noticing, if I remember correctly. So he was missing for over a day. And the last person to see him alive was you, Judge Gavelle, on the roof of the big building. Oh, damn, this kid committed murder. All for the sake of his mom. Why'd the two of you arrange to meet? I'm sorry, but I can't say. I want you even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder.
Why? Why can't you just tell us? Please, Judge Gavelle, we're trying to help you.
Huh. She can't say because she'll only incriminate herself more. Jesus, most fucking predatory cop behavior. I know you had something to do with the president's murder, and I'm gonna prove it. Objection! No. You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How'd you explain the time that passed between Judge Gavelle's meeting with the president and then? That's exactly what I'm hoping we're about to find out. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. So why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down, Sean Fenn?
Me.
We know you were here on the set last night. Hold on. Sorry, give me a second. Glasses are a tad smudged today. Ugh. All right.
You were, Sean?
We have testimony from the woman over there and the forensic evidence from the footprints that proves it.
You came back to run your lines, right? What? You were spying on me? I'm sorry, I was just making sure you were okay. You were like 5 or whatever. It was late. I was worried about you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't need you to worry about me. Oh, he has so many milk. Jesus Christ.
Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. She was trying to look out for you. Apologize this instant.
Sorry.
I've told you before, I won't have you speaking to people that way.
Wow, this is a whole new Judge Cavell. It seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law. I can't tell if that's good or bad parenting. You shouldn't treat your son as a criminal.
Are you listening to me? If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. You must...
I like how they keep her sprite talking here. Like, cause she's yapping. Oh, she yapping. Holy shit. God, okay, fine, Mom, shut up.
And I want you to remember that, alright?
Can we get on with the investigation now? I don't have any time for this lovey-dovey mother-son bullshit.
Oh, of course. Forgive me. Something just came over me.
I didn't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. I guess Judge Cavell, the mother, will take a little getting used to. Are we to understand that you're accusing Sean of being involved somehow, Agent Lang? I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed. So I go around throwing accusations left and right, you know? Normal shit. And by who? I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna find out. Guess it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. Even though the president kind of fucking sucked. Alright, Sean, perhaps you could tell us what happened last night. Fine by me, I've got nothing to hide. I had a bad day yesterday, messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today. So I thought I'd put in some extra practice. That's what I did, it's just that simple. It's not like I haven't done it before. It was fine, nothing happened.
You've been rehearsing late at night again? But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel.
You called him? Around what time?
It must have been 11 p.m. or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. When Sean stays away from home, we have to speak every night.
Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set.
Sean, you're lying to me! So you lied to me! You lied to your mother!
God damn it. I hate when she gets like this. I'm sorry. Oh, now she's mad. I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on his acting, though. Nonetheless, a parent can't help but worry. A child alone late at night, anything could happen to him. And indeed it did. He got himself entangled in this case. But he said nothing happened, right? He did. Though I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth. I literally can already refute this. What about the fucking head falling down? Yeah.
Hold it!
A bad day. Could you elaborate a little? What? I have to spell it out for you? It was just bad, okay? Like rotten milk.
Huh. What do you think? Did he drink too much milk, maybe?
How did you... I mean, no. None like that. He drank too much milk. See? There is no such thing as too much milk. So it might be more accurate to say that his stomach had a bad day. Are you lactose intolerant, by any chance? No.
Huh. I thought milk was supposed to be good for your digestion.
Shut up! We're done talking about that. Point is, I messed up those takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today.
Hold it!
So you wanted to rehearse your lines in preparation for the reshoot?
Yeah. It caused enough trouble for everybody messing things up the first time around. I wasn't about to do that again. I'm a pro.
One can only admire his dedication and his sense of responsibility to his co-workers. Sean takes his work so seriously. He's a real inspiration to everybody. Even the takes he said he messed up, it wasn't like there was actually a problem. He just wanted to make them as good as they could be. He says that even a tiny bit better is...
Shut up! Why do you always need to say stuff people don't need to hear?
Oh, sorry, Sean.
Sean!
Could maybe work on his people skills a little more.
Anyway, as I was saying.
Extra practice, that's what I did, it's that simple.
Hold it!
Sean, about what you just said.
How many times have I made you promise? If you're going to rehearse on your own, you have to tell me. I know.
Well, that little outburst rather stole my thunder. Let me ask again, about what you just said. I think it's pretty cool though, Sean.
More interruptions?
It's all the hours of practice that make you the best you can be. Little by little by little. You know, I started out with just, stealing stuff from a store. Just a little kleptomania, you know? And now I've worked up into the great thief I am today.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
I'm the same. I went from small-time thief to average thief, and before I knew it, I was a level 100 mafia boss. But now that I finally made it, I'm not about to stop doing my best, and neither should you.
May I continue?
Now, Sean, do you often rehearse alone?
Finally, I got my question out without being interrupted.
It's not like I haven't done it before. It was fine. Nothing happened.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
What do you mean? Of course I'm sure. It was just a regular evening. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Huh? A regular evening? How can you say that? Somebody was...
Okay, he's just a child. You mustn't be too hard on him. Nothing happened, really.
Nothing to do with the case, anyway. At least that's what it sounds like he wants us to believe. But wait, do we have some evidence related to what happened last night?
We do. We also don't have time to be hearing the lies of a child. Let's use what we have to point out the contradiction in his testimony. Poor of Saurus, doofus. That's your best friend. You're literally psychically linked and you're not freaking out that his head fell off the roof? Okay, man. Nothing happened, I'm sorry, but you're lying. The model of Torosaurus's head fell from the roof of the trailer last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that? I don't know what you're talking about. Is that so? I told you I ran my lines, I went home, that was it. What do I know about some stupid falling head? Are you saying you can prove I know something?
Sadly not. It's entirely possible that the head fell after Sean left.
No proof other than this conversation's over.
Hold on. I guess, yeah, no, I can't see. I can't see the head from here.
Objection!
No, it's not. What? The head falling from the roof isn't the only strange thing about last night. And I'm certain you know what else I'm thinking of, too. What other unusual occurrence happened yesterday evening? The footprint.
Take that!
This proves it beyond a doubt.
Wait, that's... How did you...
That's right, your rehearsal tape. I wonder if that little head segue was like an optional branch of dialogue, because you could go straight for the footprints, right?
Ugh. What? You have video footage from last night?
We do, and if you watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening.
There's a footprint there already.
2, in fact. There is, and I'm not sure that's an everyday sight, even on a film set.
Sean, why would you keep this from me? Are you keeping secrets from Mommy? No reason.
Not so fast!
Bro, what do you mean no reason?
Lawyer, that stuff might work on your mommy, kid, but it's not gonna work on me. Why'd you hide the tape? Sean, you have to tell us.
You?
Look, I just didn't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it.
He's shy. So you were embarrassed. Is that it?
Yeah. So weird about that. I'm literally 13.
Not so fast!
That's why you didn't hand over vital evidence? Sean, how could you? You know Mommy's a judge. I need the evidence. Ah! Oh, give me a break. You know about it now, don't you? Sure, the footprint was there, but I just ran my lines and went home. That was it.
What, nothing about the giant monster footprint struck at you as weird? It's a giant monster footprint.
I don't know, I thought it was just part of the set. Like they were adding ambiance or whatever, man. On the set of a giant monster movie. It's not like there isn't all kinds of other weird stuff around here.
I don't buy it for a second, Chief. There's something hinky about this kid, as sure as I'm standing right here. Dang skippy there is. He's hiding a scoop under them their horns, or my name ain't a lot of heart.
Ah, shut up, both of you. I'm done talking.
Not so fast!
Hold it right there.
What is it, Agent Lang?
So it's just as I thought. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely.
What? There was something else on that tape?
Yeah. Look closely. See the costume up in the top left?
Yeah, what about it? Oh yeah, the Torosaurus suit.
Something's different. You see it?
It's like open. It's open. I'm not sure. He's just kind of hanging out and looking a little saggy. Oh. And the zipper on his back is done up tight.
The zipper? Huh? That's... Ha! Yeah, I guess you all see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper's wide open. Why? Because somebody's inside the suit, that's why.
What? Mr. Powers, that zipper, what can you tell us about it?
Oh, well, we always close it up tight when the suit isn't in use. That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. You remember something else I said not long ago? Let me refresh your memory. What if your friend Gavel pushed the president off the big building the night before last, and then came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere?
Here? But where?
There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment. You could hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again.
You're saying the body could have been hidden in the Torosaurus suit.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, we could very easily prove that if we find any DNA of his inside the suit.
Is that right, Cavell? You pushed the president off the roof just like I said. Then you hid his body inside that costume.
I most certainly did not.
Knock him back.
Protest all you like, I'm not gonna believe you. You're the only person who could have done this.
Objection.
Except it's not true. I thought we already proved that, that would have been impossible. The movie set was locked at the time. That doesn't really mean anything when her kid is, you know, one of the actors. There's no way Judge Gavelle would have been able to get in here.
Knock him back.
What if she had an accomplice?
What?
I've got a little theory for you. I think you're gonna like it.
Aw, mother-son bonding over murder.
What if Sean was waiting down here when Gavelle pushed the president off the roof? The two of them were working together. The problem with the lock goes away. They didn't work to hide the body together too, by dragging it over to the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside.
You think the murder was really that carefully planned? Hmm. 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 What can I use to refute this? I guess I gotta press. I don't see anything immediately. Combination lock from the front gate was left untouched. Side gate's chain was cut sometime last night. Hmm.
It was the assassination of a world leader.
It might be that chain, because, like, why would they cut the chain if they had the combination lock, right?
It could only have been carefully planned.
Overruled.
To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this it's unthinkable.
Knock him back.
You're my prime suspect. What makes you think I'm gonna listen to a word you say?
Because that's part of the due process? But what about motive? What reason would either of them have to kill President Wang?
Who knows, but we'll find out soon enough. She was the last one to meet with him, and she won't tell us why. Pretty darn suspicious, even you have to agree with that.
Fuck, he's right. Judge Gavelle, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details? My apologies, but that is the one thing I cannot do. However, rest assured, should that ever change, you will be the first to know. So please, you...
Have to believe me, yeah. Murderers have a habit of saying that. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest. Huh. I've got nothing to say to you. I'm innocent. Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? Like mother, like son. Both murderers. But let me guess, you're still gonna try and stick up for him.
It's true. Judge Gavelle's actions certainly make her seem suspicious. But nothing she's told us amounts to a motive for murder, or even the suggestion of one.
No, and like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now. For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. And for my money, those two had to be working together for their little plot to succeed.
Bruh. Hold on, I just need to see something. Do we even know that he died from falling? Like, you'd expect there to be, like, a massive-ass fucking bloodstain, right? That's a big-ass building. That's 51 floors, dog.
Hold it!
You're seriously suggesting that a child could have been an accomplice in the murder? Now look at him, he's still in elementary school. Is 13 elementary school? He is 13, right? Yeah. 13's like middle school. There's no way a kid that young would be involved in something like this. I think I mentioned that he's in junior high, right?
Knock him back!
He does look very small.
Lang Ji says, I don't give a fuck. Pity no wolf, be he cub or grizzled elder. It doesn't matter how young he is. If he's guilty, he's guilty. And he'll be treated as such.
Wow. Wolf cubs have it hard, huh?
I'm surprised at you, Mr. Prosecutor. You saying he deserves mercy just because of his age?
Of course not. I blamed myself for my father's murder for 15 years. And I was certainly a child then. I was younger than he is. I'm saying that there's no way he did this, and I'm going to prove it to you.
Huh. I'll look forward to it, but be warned. I'm only just getting warmed up.
Working together, problem in the lock goes away. I feel like it's this statement, because, like, again, why would they cut the chains? Goes away how, exactly?
Huh. Thought you might try this, but you and I both know exactly how. Let me make it nice and simple for you. First, she pushes the president off the roof.
Pushes, okay.
Then the kid opens the combination lock because he knows the code.
Yeah, kid opens code, knows lock, gotcha. No, okay, the other way around.
And that's it. It's that simple. No more lock to worry about. And no more objections about her not being able to get in because she didn't know the code.
Would explain away the problem of the lock, it's true. Thank you for your clear and incisive explanation, Agent Lang. Please continue.
I will, and hopefully this next part will shut you up for good.
They work to hide the body together, too. Bonding! But if the two of them were working together, why would they need to hide the body for a full day?
Knock him back!
Well, look at the situation right in front of you. Thanks to that little ruse, we're still puzzling over what they were even up to now. But if you let me speak, I can clear up this whole mess once and for all. Ready? Good. So like I was saying, they worked together to hide the body. By dragging it over to the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside.
Hold it!
The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was that there was a body in there at the time, can you?
Maybe not, but we can take a look right now. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I'd put money on us finding proof that it was there.
Do you mind if we examine the suits, Mr. Powers? Naru meets a cannon. True! Voice acting? I'm making an attempt. Oh, not at all. Might be a little ripe, though. It's pretty sweaty in there. It smells of my B.O. Ugh. Ooh, nasty. Huh, it's filthy. Well, I mean, we can confirm that it's got the same shit that was on the body. Like, whatever that yellow shit is. Dirt? What is that stuff, though? Yeah, that's weird. I always clean it out pretty good, and if you don't, it can get kind of moldy. Ew.
Knock him back!
In other words, what we're looking at is proof that somebody other than you used the costume. That dirt in there must have come from the body.
Or the dirt on the body came from the suit. I guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. He probably would have gotten pretty dirty.
Exactly. Well, everybody happy? Inside of the suit is covered with dirt. It must be from when the body was hidden there.
Hold it!
If the dirt is from when the body was hidden inside the suit, We're assuming that it came directly from the body, correct?
Ha! What are you even talking about? Of course we are. Where else would it have come from?
It really is pretty filthy in there, huh? The dirt got everywhere. And whatever that white shit is, too. Especially from the part where the chest would have been. The chest. I think that might be an important clue. His theory hangs together pretty well, I have to say. It's certainly the case that they could have carried out the murder if they were working together. I don't think we stand to gain much by disputing that. So what do we do instead? You listen carefully to his testimony once more. Wait, what? And see if we can tease out anything of value. Most free from when the body was hidden there. I don't think that's true. Because there's no, like, concrete on it, right? There's no concrete on the body? I guess... I don't know. Hold on. Let's do a quick little save. And the presento. This? I don't know exactly where Edgeworth's going for, but we're going for it. So our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt came from the body. Would it be safe to say that that's the case?
Why? Is there a problem?
Part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty. Yeah, it really is. But look at the victim. The area of his body that would have been in contact with that part of the suit isn't dirty at all. If the victim... Oh, that's what we're... Oh, I didn't even clock that. I just saw the fucking shit on it and was like, yeah, that's a match. That's what we're doing? Okay. If the victim had been crammed in there, as you'd suggest, his chest would have surely been covered in dirt.
Ugh. Fine. So what's your explanation? How'd all that dirt get inside there?
Based on the videotape, there may well have been somebody in the suit at that time. So who was it if it wasn't the president? Oh, come on, Kay, think. Where was it? Something the matter, Kay? I've seen dirt like that somewhere else, I'm sure of it. I just can't think where. Dirt with weird little gray bits in it. Gray bits. She's right, there is something mixed in there. It was stuck to something else we looked at. Lots of it. Oh. This. Huh. What? What was he doing here? Stuck to something we looked at. An item of evidence, maybe. It's probably worth checking. Does one of the items we found have a similar kind of dirt stuck to it? Yeah, fucking Excelsius's gloves.
Take that!
What was he doing here, bro? As Kay pointed out, the dirt in the suit contained small flecks of something gray.
And?
We discovered similar flecks stuck to an item belonging to somebody we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves.
You're right. The dirt does look similar, but so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly are these gray flecks of yours?
I believe the gray flecks are... concrete. Surely they're flecks of concrete. Oh, like all the little broken up bits around the footprints, you mean? Exactly. And who did the gloves on which we found similar dirt and gray flecks belong to? Chairman Winter! We found him in his garage! Right before we found, his loser son. That's right, we visited the garage at his home, his garage at his home earlier today. And we found a pair of mechanics gloves covered in dirt. And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel, too. Oh. Huh. Why? Why would a pair of mechanic's gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why, because somebody wore them while they used that hammer and shovel. They smashed through the concrete to the dirt below, staining the gloves with both substances. Wait, so you're saying... Yes, that we finally know what those footprints really are. It seems highly likely that they were dug up by Chairman Winner. Oh, maybe it's coincidence that they look like footprints, and he actually just did it to get rid of bloodstains? Or maybe he made it a shape of a footprint to make it seem like it's just part of the set.
Highly likely. Puh. If that's so, then tell me this. Why the heck did he make them? What purpose could they possibly serve?
Why indeed, I imagine he must have been... burying something? Probably, right? Ah, shit. I think he must have been burying something. Oh, I smell treasure, but what was it? What'd he bury? There's only one way to find out. Dig it up! What?
You think the cops didn't check already? There was nothing buried under any of those footprints.
Shit. Seems I was mistaken. In which case, he must have been digging something up. I imagine events unfolded somewhat like this. There was something on this lot that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut the chain on the side entrance and gained access from there. He then used the sledgehammer and shovel to dig the 3 footprints. Why? But why, though? And why that shape? When he found what he was looking for, he bagged it up and filled in all the holes. Ah, but then Sean must have showed up, right? I think he did, yes. Chairman Winner would have had to find a hiding place, and the Torosaurus suit proved just that.
Ugh. Got all that from a pair of dirty gloves? It's good, but it's all just speculation. We don't have any proof that he was inside that suit.
Yeah, and you don't have any proof that Judge Gavelle did shit, so we're kind of at a stalemate here, dickhead.
He could have dug up those holes and gotten out of here before the kid even showed up.
Objection!
But he didn't, and there's proof of that right here in the footage. Oh my god, it's the fucking... wait a minute. It's the fucking duffel bag. That shit was also in his garage. Huh. Shows that Chairman Winner was still present when this recording was made.
What?
It's a shame that Agent Lang didn't notice it himself. But if we compare the situation as we see it now to the situation as it appears on Sean's rehearsal tape, and compare that in turn to what we saw in Chairman Winner's garage. Wait. No, yeah, it was in the trunk, like the duffel bag. Oh no, it was behind fucking Eustace. I see. It soon becomes clear that the chairman was present. What part of this image shows us the Chairman Winner was still here? His stupid fucking duffel bag. Trevor. Or Creever? Oh no, man.
Take that!
Tisk, tisk, fucking tisk. Look at the bag next to the Torosaurus suit. We saw the same bag in Chairman Winner's garage. The same bag, the dirt on the gloves. That has to indicate a connection, surely. I think that pretty much seals it. It was Excelsius Winner in the suit. And if he was in there, the president's body can't have been. Hi-ya! Good. It seems I've convinced Agent Lang of the flaws in his theory.
Somebody get to Chairman Winner's house right away!
I forgot you were here, Gumshoe.
We need to know what's in that bag!
Yes, sir! Hold it! Y'all done lost your minds? Can't believe it I'm hearing here. What is this hog swill? This is all we need. Them right there's Taurosaurus footprints, dang it! Ain't no holes dug up by no old guy. I think I've demonstrated more than adequately that that's exactly what they are. Don't matter to me no what you just done did. I don't believe in that. I done told y'all I see that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes. Do we have to do this today, Lotta? The giant eye appearing in the window. I thought we'd gotten past that nonsense. We ain't about to let that go. What kind of journalists would we be if we did, huh? Responsible ones. But I guess that's the whole problem. Wait! Ain't like it was just about the footprints, no how. You were seen fraternizing with one of them there monsters, ain't that correct, young man? It's the camera. By the young lady over there, if I'm not very much mistaken. Oh, we're never going to get anywhere with these 2 around. Can we just kill them? Maybe if we could prove to them that it wasn't a monster either, they might finally drop it. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Any bright ideas? Prove that it wasn't a monster. Fine. I don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we can do. What are you 2 whispering about? Y'all are hiding something, ain't you? Admit it. Quick, Tabby. Roll tape.
Hold it!
Roll Tide. Could I politely ask that you both calm down and maybe shush the fuck up? The monster the boy was seen talking to, we know what it was now. Huh? That's right, Sean's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery. You did? The point at which Miss Nichols thought she saw Sean with Gordy. That would have been right when he was making his rehearsal tape. I think she mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. God, I fucking hate that lake. There's so-called monsters right here in this picture. Huh? I don't see no Gordy. This ain't nothing but a dumb snapshot. You're talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography. What was Miss Nichols' Gordy, really? The fucking camera.
Take that!
That's right. It was a camera crane. That was what Miss Nichols saw, not Gordy. What? Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that would only have been possible if the camera in question was attached to a crane. A bull! How the heck would she make a mistake like that, huh?
Objection!
It was covered up. How indeed, Miss Nichols? Yes? You told us that you think you might need new glasses, didn't you? Yeah, my eyesight got way worse all of a sudden. And honestly, these ones are fully just for aesthetic. There's no lenses in them at all. And I imagine that when you thought you saw Gordy, he was quite heavily shrouded in darkness. That's right. I only really saw a silhouette. But you don't told us! Skin like an enormous worm, you said. Y'all better try and tell us your precious crane up and grew skin somehow. Ain't even no flesh on them there metal bones, let alone skin. You're entirely correct, of course, about the crane as it was in this particular picture anyway. But it did have a skin of sort last night. I knew you were a scoop hater, but this is plumb crazy. You want Tabby and me to starve, is that it? That wasn't my intent at all, but if it will shut you up, then maybe. But I do think it's time I finally put them both out of the misery. Gordy's skin is right here in front of us. It wasn't skin at all, it was this. The tarp.
Take that!
Ms. Nichols told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. It never happened in the end, but I think Sean may have covered the crane with rainproof sheeting nonetheless. And that, my intrepid young reporters, is what Miss Nichols mistook for Gordy's skin. Oh, what? Oh, heck. Well, Sean, am I mistaken? You could have spoken up about this earlier, you know? Just cleared up this stupid contradiction.
You see everything, don't you? Gotta say you're pretty amazing.
I'm sorry, Miss Hart, but Miss Nichols' monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light. Oh, just like that, the dream dies again. Chief! Well, what about the fucking eye? We never explained that. Huh, I think they may have finally shut him up. I thought the kid was holding out on us. It seems I could have maybe been a little wrong, maybe. Like every single time.
Alright, we know what the so-called monster was now. Everybody happy? Can we move on?
Everybody except these two? Agent Lang! I guess that was just a time filler while we waited for forensics. The president's autopsy report is out, sir.
It is? Let me see it. Death was due to full-body contusions and bone breakages caused by extreme pressure from above. Damn, they put this guy in a hydraulic press. What the fuck? So we have our cause of death. He was crushed.
Just as we thought.
Test results still haven't come back from the yellow substance found on his chest. But they did find gunshot residue on his right hand.
A gum shop residue? Guess he was a kid at heart, huh? Gunshot residue, Kay. It's a substance left behind when a firearm is discharged. Its presence indicates that the president may have used a gun. Why? For what? Really? But we didn't find a gun anywhere, did we? Indeed not, which makes the residue something of a riddle. We'll need to read that report carefully. Well, Agent Lang, that clears one thing up at least. The president didn't die from a fall, which means he wasn't pushed from the roof of the big building. He was crushed by the falling Torosaurus head just as we said he was.
Guess I have to accept that now. Fine. You were right.
Amazing! So does that mean Judge Gavelle isn't a suspect anymore either?
Not so fast!
Surely it must. Both the cause and time of death rule her out. She met with the president the night before last. But the autopsy report puts the time of death at around 11 p.m. last night. And we know that the Torosaurus head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly. Oh, what a relief!
Not so fast.
Yeah, there it is.
Sorry, might be a little too soon to celebrate.
What?
Sure, I think we can accept that. The falling head must have been what killed the president. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall. Or who.
We know it happened late last night, so you have to think about who was here at the time.
Overruled.
What are you getting at exactly? You can't mean...
I'm afraid I do. You did it, didn't you? Sean!
Did we forget about Excelsius? Did we forget?
I didn't do shit. Kid's hiding something. He was right here last night. Right where the body was found. He saw the footprints. And yet he wants us to believe he knows nothing about what happened. That's a big ask, surely.
Objection.
We haven't yet established if the footprints had anything to do with the murder. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved.
Not so fast.
Maybe not. But his face tells me different. As does the fact that he's shaking like a leaf.
Does seem like Agent Lang might be onto something, but I don't think Sean's going to talk.
Fine. Keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why don't we let your tape do the talking?
What exactly are you planning, Agent Lang?
The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days.
You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted? I mean, yeah, they kinda need evidence to figure out the truth, though. It's not ideal, but if the boy won't talk, we don't have any other way of getting to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, you have access to exactly such a device, do you not?
Sure do, Lil V.
Yeah, Gumshoe carries around his tape player and missile everywhere. And his fishing pole and his metal detector. His secret weapons.
Good, then that should make this nice and quick.
Mr. Edgeworth, might I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question? I'm afraid Agent Lang is quite biased. Why me? I fear that Agent Lang might be inclined to believe the worst. Image analysis isn't exactly my specialty, but alright. Are there new clues to be discovered somewhere in the image data, I wonder? Oh. What the fuck? I'm sorry. He just popped into existence? Can we... Are we so for real? Are we so for real, bro? You're telling me we can't see, like, a smidge of, like, Excelsius in that soup, but we get to see this pop into existence? You're crazy. You're insane. You're insane to think that I would just believe that. Like, I can see there's nothing blocking this railing. Bruh. That's so fucking stupid.
Eureka!
Eureka, I guess. What the? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let me see. Huh? Ah!
What is it? What's the matter? Show me!
Mr. Edgeworth, the court asks you to share your findings. We're not in court. Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely.
There's a person there. It's the president!
Oh my.
What? You're kidding, right? Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, wouldn't you?
This doesn't look good for Sean at all.
But wait! This doesn't prove anything. I didn't know he was there. I don't believe you. And the image doesn't, in fact, prove something very important. That you and the president were here at the scene of the crime together. Admit it, kid. You murdered President Wang.
No, that's ridiculous. Why? Why would he? Sean, you didn't. You can't have. Can you? Girl! Girl! What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to push back against footage like that.
Surely even you can't deny that this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor.
I'm not denying that it looks bad. I'm just saying that it's not conclusive proof.
He claimed he knew something. He knew nothing about what happened. But the president's right there with him.
Like, is he just a fan? Because he has the plushie? Is that what this is? Sean, what are you not telling us? We have to know. He's right, Sean. Be honest now. It's the only way. Mommy didn't raise you to be a liar. Ooga booga. Ah! Hello, April.
The truth is, it was all my fault.
Sean, what did you do? Did you kill someone?
It was my fault the Torosaurus head fell off the trailer.
I mean, this would be like, you know, third-degree murder at best. Like, I don't think they could, like, this is an accident, right? Like, they can't fucking charge you for this.
I went up on the roof of the trailer to prep the kit I was using, and I turned on the heater while I was there. I must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. Then my mom called, and I left the set to go talk to her. When I came back after the call, the Torosaurus head had fallen from the roof, and... the president was just there, lying next to it.
No. We did find evidence of a fire having broken out on top, up on the roof. God, what a fucking fire hazard. Someone call OSHA. This set is not OSHA standard. It is you, the jester. True.
It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself. With my milk.
Ugh. Nasty. So we're saying the president died because of Sean?
If he did, that would make this whole thing just an accident.
What did you do with the head after you found it on the ground?
I took it apart, carried the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together again. You're saying you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from? In other words, you tried to cover your tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid. It's not like I did any of this on purpose. I really did just forget to turn the heater off.
Do you think Sean sweats milk? Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed, and the head would have fallen down on the ground below. You're right. The fire had caused the head to fall. Indeed, and I also happen to have an idea of how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them. Again, OSHA violation. Like a platypus? Yes.
And you swear it was an accident? Seems a little convenient. What was the president even doing here in the first place?
I don't know. I'm just a kid. You think I pay attention? You think I pay attention to politics and stuff? How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear.
I still don't believe you. Why would President Wang come to a place like this in the middle of the night?
His reasons for coming here is something out of a mystery, it's true. Personally, do wish we got to solve some non-murder cases in Ace Attorney. There's been a couple thieveries, like larceny. I think. He met Judge Govell up on the roof 2 nights ago. But he was also here on the movie set last night. Did he come to meet Sean? That turned into murder later. Yeah, but you know, only later. I think there was that civil case in Spirit of Justice, wasn't there? Like, it was the case where Apollo went up against Phoenix. That technically wasn't murder until it turned into murder later. I think we'll need to go over the boy's statement very carefully indeed. Went up on the roof of the trailer, prepped the kit I was using, and turned the heater on while I was there.
Hold it!
Using a heater in an open area is kind of, like, pointless, I think. You're a fit and hardy young man, Sean. It's spring now. Surely you didn't really need the fire to fire up that stove.
Overruled.
He is a fit and hardy young man who needs to look after himself.
Objection!
Really, Your Honor? But if he resorts to such measures again, even during warm weather... seriously? You two are going to argue over something like that right now? It's right, of course. You've made your point, Sean. But I've told you before to watch how you talk to people. Don't be rude. I think he was criticizing you as much as he was me, Your Honor. Yes, Mom. Anyway, or was I? Must have left it burning when it came back down to run my lines.
Hold it!
You left it burning. You didn't think to check before you came down to the lot. I meant to, but I was thinking about my lines and the scene and everything else. It's not my fault I forgot. Everybody forgets stuff. I sure do. So much stuff. I forgot, like, my entire thing. Like, just a case ago. I leave the air conditioner on in Mr. Edgeworth's office and the lights. I forget that he told me never to jump off the ladder on his bookshelves or make prank calls. But the one thing I would never ever forget to do is turn off an unattended heater. Please, Sean, go on.
She's, a lot, huh? Sucks to suck, man. Anyway, as I was saying. And my mom called and I left the set to go talk to her.
Hold it!
It was the middle of the night, and the set was deserted. Why did you need to leave in order to talk to your mother?
I forgot I was supposed to talk to her. I got confused, I guess. I thought if I didn't leave, she'd find out I was out of the hotel at night on my own.
That doesn't make sense. You know that, don't you?
Fine. Look, the cameras were rolling and the mics were all live, okay?
I didn't want our conversation on the tape where anybody could hear it. He was embarrassed about being recorded speaking on the phone to his mother. Why not just turn the cameras and the mic off? So I ditched the rehearsal and ran off set as quick as I could. When I came back after the call,
Hold it!
you pretended to your mother, you pretended to your mother that you were back at the hotel during the call, correct? How come you couldn't tell her you were coming back to the set to practice your lines? Cause she'd have phoned the hotel and asked them to send a car to me or something.
Overruled.
Of course I would have. A child your age shouldn't be out on his own late at night. Anything could happen to you. Children really can't seem to see things from the parents' perspective, can they? It's true the other way around too, you know, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Sean, can you tell us what happened when you came back after speaking to your mother? Huh? Oh, sure. But came back and your source had fallen from the roof and...
Hold it!
Were there any signs that it was about to fall before you left? I don't know. I remember. I was concentrating on my lines. The fire had broken out on the roof because of the heater you forgot to turn off. Did you really hear nothing the entire time? Listen, it was kind of windy. I had my headphones on. Why? I was playing the soundtrack to the movie to help me concentrate. And I was playing it loud. So yeah, I definitely didn't hear anything. Except for the sound of your own phone ringing when Judge Gavelle called you. You know that cell phones vibrate these days, right? Fucking boomer. Anyway. President was just there lying next to it.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual about the body? I don't know. It was dark. He suddenly seems even more reticent than usual. His eyes are so freaking sharp. Yes. Like, wait, Edgeworth or the kid? Either way, yes. I don't think he wants to go back over that memory anymore than he has to, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure he doesn't, but is that really all that it is? Should I push him a little more on this? Yeah. We're not above bullying children! And the kid, yeah. It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless. He's hiding something. I'd better find out what. Most people would cry for help if they saw somebody lying on the ground. And yet, you didn't. Yeah, because what was the point? He was dead. So you said, what I'm interested in is how you were able to be so sure, and why you didn't call the fucking cops. Why were you so certain that he was dead? He was lying on the ground and that huge head was right next to him. Didn't take much to figure out what must have happened.
Objection!
You couldn't have guessed that the impact would have killed him. How did you really know? I'll tell you how, because you checked. Fine, I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went up to the body and I looked and he wasn't breathing. So I was right. But why tried to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Could you tell me how the body looked at that point? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell if he was dead at first. There's no blood or anything, so it's hard to be sure. Nothing on his clothes either, and he's completely clean. But yeah, he wasn't breathing. So that's how I knew he was dead. Thank you. I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony if you don't mind. No blood, nothing on his clothes either. Okay, so I know what to, contradict here, but I'll just press for, dialogue's sake. So there was no blood or any other markings that would have told you if he was alive or dead. Would you say that my characterization of your statement is correct? You know I would. You know I would, and you saw the body too, so you know I'm telling the truth. You also told us that the lot was dark at the time, and yet you were still able to confirm all this. What is your problem? There was nothing on his face and nothing on his clothes, okay? Thank you, Sean. I think that tells us everything we need to know. Why all the focus on how clean his clothes were? Kinda freshly washed, at least. Perhaps you could give us a few details about how exactly you confirmed that the president was dead. Well, I couldn't tell just from standing there. I saw he wasn't breathing, that's how I knew for sure.
Hold it!
How did you confirm that he was no longer breathing? They taught us how at school you put your cheek next to the person's nose. If they're breathing, you can feel it. Never thought I'd actually have to do it in real life. Why are they teaching you that at school? Are they giving you a fucking CPR, like a first aid class at school? You're like 13. I mean, it's good that they teach him this stuff, but yeah, it takes guts to do it for real. Maybe in Ace Attorney world, murder is just so, like, common that you have to just know. You just have to know. Not bad for an elementary school kid. He's in junior high, okay? Try to remember at least this much. Oh, I know. I'm just being a fucking shit. Must have been quite a shock coming back and seeing a dead body just lying there, huh? And this was a dead body with a giant Taurosaurus head right next to it. Yes, I'm sure it must have been very upsetting. But it does sound like it was an accident, right? Yes, at least it does the way Sean tells it. I'd like to know a little more about exactly how things looked around here at the time. Nah, there's shit on his fucking clothes. Health class did indeed teach something like that, but that was like high school. I don't remember my health class ever teaching me that shit, but maybe I'm just old. Maybe they're teaching first aid to the kids these days. Who knows? Nothing on his clothes, nothing at all. Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that? There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten. What are you talking about? There isn't. That's not true. Unluckily for you, we remember it rather well. I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. Shit. His backup milks. You've studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. An absence I find suspicious, to say the least. I hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation.
Overruled.
You were in health track for a while? Oh, I see. Wait, in high school? They let you choose a track in high school? Lucky. Dutch Gavel. Allow me to explain. But the yellow residue on the president's chest. I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion lilies, to be precise. Lion lilies? 2 nights ago when I met the president on the roof of the big building. I presented him with a bouquet. You hated it? Oof. They're a type of lily with large yellow petals. Is there a knife hidden in that bouquet? I imagine that the substance on President Wang's chest was pollen from these flowers. Huh? But they're not here in the printout from the security camera. Only because the president is in the way. But why give him flowers? That is not something I am at liberty to divulge.
Not so fast.
Girl, you sus as hell.
What more secrets? Are you serious? First you wouldn't tell us why you met with him, and now you can't even tell us about the flowers.
My sincerest apologies. But all I can tell you is that I gave them the bouquet.
Objection.
A bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered. How do you explain that? I cannot.
Ha! Seriously, Your Honor? Some things you just won't explain, the rest you can't. Come on, you've got to give us something here. You wouldn't let this fly in the courtroom. It makes you think we'll accept it. Hey, you leave her alone. That's my mom.
Sean, I threw the flowers away, okay? You did? So they were there when you first found the body? Yeah, they were right there on his chest. And they were squashed completely flat. Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? It would have gotten crushed along with the president. And the pollen would have been smeared across his jacket front. It does explain things rather neatly. But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it? No reason. He's just being embarrassed. It's because he knows that his mom gave him to the guy. So he's like, well, I gotta protect my mom. That's cute. He's almost as evasive as his mother. More secrets? They're quite a pair.
Overruled.
There is no secret. I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet.
Huh?
You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you?
Oh. Oh, I get it. When you saw the flowers on the president's body, you remembered seeing your mom with them. And felt the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion. No, you've got it all wrong! I don't love my mom! You had to bail on it because you were gonna get railroaded in the nurse school? Cringe. Cringe and fail. That's his least convincing lie yet.
I often decorate our home with lion lilies.
Ew!
I imagine that's why he remembered.
Not so fast.
So the flowers his mother was carrying showed up on the president's body. And because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse. Huh. Well, that ties everything up nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my tastes.
Why? What's wrong with nice?
I guess you forgot, huh? Kid also told us he was responsible for the head falling in the first place.
Yeah, I did, but...
So he's still our only suspect.
Objection.
Bruh. The finger of suspicion still seems to be pointed firmly in Sean's direction. However... Wait. I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy.
What? Who?
I don't know, the other person on the fucking scene that is already an established murderer. No way. The person who was holding Sean captive until only a short while ago. That's right, we had to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor.
A refrigeration unit in a depot.
Yeah. Lucky it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen into a popsicle otherwise. What the fuck is the point of a refrigeration depot if it's not turned on? What? He was doing his best to call out for help, which is how we found him. The sedatives had worn off by then, so he was wide awake and plenty loud. Sedatives, isn't that what you were given too? Yep. We found the bottle on the floor of the unit. It was even the same brand. 3 Z's. Apparently it's super strong. Maybe you need it, Mr. Edgeworth. You know, get rid of those bags under your eyes. Well, Agent Lang, surely that suggests that Sean is a victim, not a suspect. You can be both. Somebody else was responsible, and I think they've been behind all of this.
Not so fast.
Oh yeah, and the secret mastermind of yours was here last night too?
That I can't yet say.
Ha! It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor.
Sadly, we just don't have anything to tie a mysterious kidnapper or the murder of the murder of the president. So is there anybody else? I don't know, the guy that was literally here? Oh my god, bro. Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder. Bruh. Of course! No way! No way!
So I was right, the kid's still our only suspect.
Objection.
No. Who'd have thunk it? Not quite, I can think of another.
What? Oh my god, get this guy to shut up!
Somebody who we just recently proved that was right here on the movie set last night.
Chairman Winter? You think he killed President Wang?
Possible. Why not? We've proven that he was present. And if he was here, he's as viable a suspect as anybody else, wouldn't you say?
Winner. Could he really have?
It's certainly another possibility to consider.
"12 years ago, he was..."
That number again.
Look, a lot happened, okay? It was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends. Our family being the ones who kept them safe.
Lang? Like the Lang from 12 years ago?
Yup. Good to see that you're finally about to pay for your crimes. Even if it did take a while for you to get what was coming for you.
Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago?
It's nothing to do with you. None your business.
I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case.
Not so fast.
Huh. And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead, show me some proof that what happened 12 years ago has anything to do with this.
Proof.
If you can prove it, this conversation's over.
No, that's 18 years ago. What happened 12 years ago? Oh! Retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. Oh! Yeah, there it is. Does any of the evidence we've collected show a link between recent events and those of 12 years ago? Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? I just had it. Oh, this one.
Take that.
Boop. This is a report on about Bronco Knight. It was sent to Chairman Winner by the Warden Lagarde. The last part in particular should be of interest to you.
Retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago in front of the planter.
And that's not all. Take a look at this. Take a look at this! That right there is the mail. This letter was sent to Rosie Ringer, the victim of a murder that happened the night before last. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
What? But...
Something strange is going on, Agent Lang. Miss Ringer was murdered the night before last, and President Wang not long afterward. There's a connection between the two murders. There has to be. And I believe we can trace that connection to events 12 years in the past. Am I wrong?
These are old wounds you're opening here. Insults to my family's name.
Please, Agent Lang, we need to know. Stop being a baby. Your family's dead. Sorry. Who on earth was that? Oh. Oh, Shifu! Oh my god, it's his men.
Huh? What are you all doing here?
Oh, it's only 3 men. Oh, we came to find you, sir! We heard you were looking into the incident from 12 years ago.
Idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your duties right now.
We can't do that, sir. We love you too much.
What? You're disobeying a direct order?
Please, sir, I'm begging you. We all are. You have to reopen the investigation into the SS5 incident. We know you can't let it go until you figured out what happened, and we can't either. Holy shit, it's the Men in Black 3. My god. It's no longer the Men in Black 100, though. These are just his 3 most loyal followers. Well, Agent Lang, it seems your former underlings want the events of the past explained, too.
You think it's that easy? That you could solve the case just like that?
Yes, actually. I think we can. Together.
Ha! Well, alright then. Offer accepted.
Yes! Shifu! 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 Nice! Then I guess it's my turn to step out. I'm sorry, Kay. You're looking into a case from the past, right? I just happen to have something that'll help with that. Ah, you mean Mr. Thief? Sure do. If you can give me the details of the incident, I can rustle up a little simulation for you. And it's Little Thief, Mr. Edgeworth. How many times I gotta tell you this?
Sadly, we don't have the files relating to the case.
Huh? How come?
Access to those files is restricted. They're top secret.
Really? Why?
Beats me. Somebody must have something to hide. Even I've never seen them. Everything I know, I read in newspaper articles from the time.
That's fine. Just tell us what you can.
All right.
I'm gonna BRB real quick. Gonna go to the bathroom. While Lang, explains his tragic backstory. So, BRB. I'm back. Lang is, you know, lore dumping, trauma dumping. We'll hear him out.
The SS5 incident.
Oh yeah, I also drank some water before starting up again. And the water I was drinking did not want to decide whether it wanted to be cold or warm. Like it kept alternating between cold and warm, and it was such a confusing water drinking experience. Like, make up your mind. Water is supposed to be homogeneous. Like, it's the temperature. How? I don't know. I don't know. Like, it would be cold 1 second and then switch to warm and then switch back to cold. I don't get it. I don't get it. It was very confusing. Oh, okay.
It happened on a winter's day 12 years ago. February 10th, to be precise. The police received a call directly from the kidnapper. I've got the president of Zhengfa.
So he was kidnapped.
Yeah. SS5 is the official designation of the president's kidnapping case. The kidnapper wanted $100 million.
$100 million? How much money even is that? More than you can imagine, it seems.
The last person to see the president that night was my father. They were together at the embassy of Zhengfa until midnight on the 10th. And nobody knows what happened with the president after that until he was kidnapped. Our government did everything they could to scrape together the money. They were desperate to save him. And in the end, they succeeded. The money was handed over and the president came home safely. Meanwhile, I hear that your tax dollars are being used to build like gold statues of your president. Kinda fucked up. Kinda fucked up, man.
So President Wang was head honcho even back then. Wow, go Mr. President. Wait, 12 years? How long do your presidencies last? Is he like a king? Or is it just like gaps between presidencies?
Huh. Length of time he stayed in power isn't even close to the most impressive thing about him.
Agent Lang was clearly very fond of President Wang. I assume the kidnapping was thoroughly investigated.
It was, but the investigation was top secret, as was the trial.
The trial? So a suspect was arrested?
Yeah, none other than our friend Fifi Lagarde.
What? Is that why you visited the prison?
It is. I was put on what you might call extended leave from Interpol. So I thought I'd use the time to look into what happened 12 years back.
Why'd you get fired? Well, like, effectively fired.
And I wanted to see who I was dealing with. And God, what a fucking freak she is. She makes out with those fucking, like, rats.
She was found not guilty then, wasn't she?
Yeah. My father was in charge of the president's security at the time. But they held him responsible for the kidnapping and stripped him of his duties as presidential bodyguard. He stayed on the force, though, and he worked the case alone, until eventually he found a suspect. Lagarde. And if he thought she did it, there's no way she was innocent. But they declared her not guilty, and the case went cold. My father couldn't take it. He was broken mentally and physically. Finally, he quit the force altogether.
So he had solid grounds to suspect one Lagarde.
He must have had evidence. He wouldn't have charged her otherwise. But I've never been able to see the materials from the case. I'm sorry, but that's all I know.
How old are those fucking ferrets? What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? This is useful information, but I don't think it's enough for a little thief to recreate the scene.
Ugh.
Is there really nothing we can do? Hold on. You look like... Jesus, how many people are we bringing onto the fucking scene right now? You look like you could use a hand. Who is this?
Who's this now?
Oh, you look like you could use a hand. Or a VIP. Franziska. And Mr. Fender.
I finally wrapped things up over at the courthouse, so we thought we'd see what you kids were up to.
Here.
What's this?
It says SS5 Incident Investigation Report. How'd you guys know that we were talking about it? When Fifi Lagarde mentioned an incident from 12 years ago earlier, I couldn't help but wonder. So I decided to look into it. And this was what Interpol provided. Nice work, Franziska. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. You're no longer a prosecutor. I didn't do this for you. I did it so that a colleague could solve his father's final case.
I owe you, sis! But everything related to the SS5 incident was supposed to be top secret.
You think Interpol didn't have access to that? Did you even look while he was still there? Yes, but that classification was applied by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Excelsius Vinner.
He was the prosecutor in charge?
Him again. Don't worry. Due to the outcome of this morning's case, he's been stripped of his authority. An outcome that was in no small part thanks to the efforts of his own son. Get fucked. Eustace. So in defeating his father, he made the old case file available to us. Sounds like we owe him. Sounds like I need to apologize for traumatizing him that one time. Prosecutor Eustace Winner is busy wrapping things up after the conclusion of the Lagarde trial. Nope. But he asked me to give you a message. Leave Dad and Lagarde to me. Leave Dad and Lagarde to me. You focus in your case over there. He's even starting to sound like a prosecutor.
Indeed he is. I'm proud of that boy.
All right. Now that we have the case file, I can recreate the scene, no problem. Excellent. Let's get started. According to the file, the incident occurred exactly where the plaza is now. How convenient. Then what are we waiting for? With me, everybody. It's a big building. Alright, Kay, if you could set Mr. Thief in motion. Sure! Looks like there's more than enough here to work with. And I said it's Little Thief. I like to imagine she just gave up at some point. Where do you want to start? Good question. Let's see. It seems there was an eyewitness. A freelance journalist by the name of Alf Aldown. What? All fall down? Is that the joke here? Did he fall down? But apparently, he was killed by the culprit for witnessing the kidnapping. Oops.
So this is where he saw it all happen, huh?
Yeah? As in the big building? No, construction of the big building only began a year ago. Damn, and they finished it? Like, it has 50 fucking floors, and you're telling me they finished it in a year? Insane. I've seen smaller buildings take years to finish. And they only finish after I leave college. Before that, it had been a piece of abandoned property. And before that...
Ha! Now we're getting to the stuff I know. 12 years ago, this place would have been... the happy family home.
Huh. Look at that fucking elephant. Oh, they kept the fucking statues, though. That's neat. Japan builds shit quick, seems about right. Yeah.
Like for retired people? No, it was a place for children without parents. An orphanage. Oh, an orphanage, in other words.
I'm sure that's gonna be relevant. The president was kidnapped from an orphanage.
Yeah, and the place was run by Fifi Lagarde.
Oh God. Who put that woman in charge of children? Oh God.
She called it her happy little home. And then she recreated it in prison. What a fucking freak.
As the proprietor of the institution, I suppose it's understandable that she came under suspicion. President Wang, Excelsius winner, and Warren Lagarde. Surely the SS5 incident must be related to our current case. Why did he think it wasn't? Hey, could you enter the data relating to the murder of Mr. Aldown? Alldown. Alldown? Probably Alldown. It seems sensible to assume that he was killed by whoever kidnapped the president. So if we solve the murder, we solve the kidnapping. Nice! Alright, we're counting on you. Has everybody here seen this in motion? I think Sean's gonna freak out. Or not. Maybe he just doesn't care. Oh, no, there it is.
What the heck is this?
When did I grow to be become so blasé towards people's reactions to Mr. Thief? It's so funny to me that he calls it Mr. Thief. It's like him calling the Psycho Locks. He's got the spirit. He's almost there. What we're seeing here is the front yard of the orphanage as it was 12 years ago. At least as far as the police reports describe it. Yeah, this is how it looked when they started investigating at 7 a.m. the morning after the murder. And it seems it had been snowing.
Yeah, from what I heard, the footprints wound up being pretty important evidence. The snow fell in the daytime the previous day.
In other words, before the incident occurred. Meaning that none of the relevant footprints would have been obscured by new snow. I think we'll need to pay these footprints some special attention. I just want to see what Sean thinks of all this. How you holding up, buddy?
What do you want?
Sean, I wonder if you could tell us a little more about the circumstances surrounding your kidnapping. I guess he's over it already. They took you when you went to the garbage disposal area, right? But what were you doing there?
It's alright, you don't have to talk for him. You can just ask him himself.
Hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? I think he's starting to warm up to you.
I went to the garbage disposal to throw away the flowers that were on that body. And also all of my empty milk cartons. It wasn't far, and I figured they'd be less likely to find them there than if I threw them in the garbage can. I tried to get in there last night, too, but it was locked.
So you had to come back today and try again?
Yeah, but when I was there, somebody came up behind me and put something over my face.
Oh yeah, snoozing is easy threezy with 3 Z's. The fact that she was drugged with it too doesn't seem to bother her. I guess it is a catchy name.
Whoever it was pretty strong, but I never saw their face.
I see. Thank you, that's very helpful. What can you tell us about the time between when you were kidnapped and when you were found? Not a whole lot, I'll bet. Snoozing is as easy threezy with 3 Z's.
I remember waking up feeling cold. I was somewhere big and empty and dark. There were cardboard boxes with some other language written on them. Figured it must be a storeroom.
But it was actually a giant refrigerator. Businesses use them to keep stuff chilled. And that was where Kay and Detective Gumshoe found him. He really saved the day there.
Guess the cooler must have been on just until before I was brought there. Like I said, it was pretty cold. Anyway, they didn't take my phone for some reason. So I used that to call for help.
I see. Well, we're all very glad that you found your way back to us safely.
Say it like you mean it, why don't you?
It's not the most gracious child I've met. Reminds me of a certain somebody else. Huh. Wow. Huh. Flower. Wait, let's talk to... Gavel. Can I help you, Mr. Edgeworth? I cannot thank you all enough for returning Sean safely to me. I can hardly bear to imagine how I would have felt if he had not come home.
Hey, old guy, can't you see you're upsetting her? That was not my intent at all.
Look at her little knight in shining armor defending his mom's honor.
Shut up! I wouldn't have to if you didn't keep...
That's enough, Sean. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll allow me. I would like to apologize again. I failed in my duty as a servant of justice. And also, given how rude Sean's being today, I apparently also failed as a mother. I will not ask you to forgive me. I only ask you to understand that I... Judge Gavel, I don't presume to know the goddess of justice as well as you do. I actually don't know her at all. Aw, the kids are fighting. But she was a mother, was she not? Or, of other gods and goddesses? She was. Fair judgment requires personal circumstances to be taken into account. I'm sure she would understand. Perhaps your beloved goddess is more merciful than you give her credit for. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Or, I don't know, she turned British there.
What are they even talking about?
Oh, don't worry, Sean. I don't have a clue either. It's adult talk, you know? It's like a different language. So things are finally settling down after Warden Lagarde's trial. It would seem so. Sentencing is still to come, but the guilty verdict should stand. And do not worry. Excelsius Winter's connection to the case will be thoroughly investigated. Have faith, Mr. Edgeworth. Eustace is a changed man. Indeed. That's my boy. He simply had some growing to do. But then don't we all? Kay included. Huh. Kinda feel for him now. I said some pretty mean things. But I'll make it up to him next time I get the chance. And I'm sure that chance will come. But for now... Indeed, we need to focus on the case at hand. It's all this burn shit. There were burn marks on this pillar here. The report says there was a fire sometime on the evening of the incident. A fire? Let's see, where was it again? Yeah, one of the orphans set a fire with some kerosene. Some sort of prank, probably? I guess this was, back when people still used oil lamps or whatever. They sound like a lively bunch. Also, this was 12 years ago. I'm fairly certain that, light bulbs existed. Possibly too lively. It seems their antics spoiled our chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building. Who gave these children access to kerosene?
Looks chillier than your Chili's lookout here, Mazzarino. Somebody might have to warm me up.
Could you maybe take this a little more seriously, Mr. Fender?
For you, K-Mister? Anything. Can't believe this whole sorry tale began right here. Kinda crazy, right?
Yes, it is a little.
What were Fiefs and the chairman up to, though? Where were they going with all this?
Where indeed? I'd very much like to know that myself.
And I'd very much like to know when you two are going to admit how much you love your Uncle Eddie.
Huh. Not anytime soon. Come on, Mr. Fender. You're not taking this seriously at all. You did for about 3 sentences, which is something of a record. A tortoise and a hare, inspired by the children's story, no doubt. The tortoise races the speedy hare and wins. Alright, time for a Key Faraday pop-up pop quiz. Why'd the hare lose the race? I'll give you 3 options. I don't need 3 options, Kay. He lost because he stopped to rest and fell asleep. Number 1, the hare's favorite running shoes were stolen by the Yatagarasu. Number 2, the tortoise trained with the Yatagarasu and got so fast that he won. Number 3, the real winner was the Yatagarasu who plotted a surprise secret victory. Those are my only 3 options. Too hard? Alright, I'll give you a hint. The option you're looking for starts with a thr. Well, that definitely narrows it down. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, 3. Okay. So fucking stupid. Chifu, I know it's rude of me to ask, but can we count off for old time's sake? Just once, I'm begging you.
For old time's sake, seems a little sentimental, but fine. Count off!
1! Damn. Sorry, Shifu. It just doesn't feel the same on my own. It's kinda lonely. I miss the other 99 guys.
A fool, it shouldn't matter if there's one of you or 100. You may be on your own right here, right now, but the pack is always with you. So quit whining about being lonely and howl like you mean it. Count off!
1! 1! 1! 1! Is he crying? So fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, my men are being fucking stupid. 3 planters covered with snow.
Is anything the matter, Agent Lang?
Yeah, something's not right. I wasn't able to look at the case file until now.
Indeed. You have Chairman Winter to thank for that, it seems.
Yeah. Well, what's weird is, I've seen this scene somewhere before.
What?
Where? I keep thinking I've got it, but then it's gone.
He appears to be lost in his efforts to remember. Perhaps I should leave him alone for now.
President Wang changed after the SS5 incident. I guess he felt his trust had been betrayed. He kinda let himself go. Like, literally, he went from, like, a super muscly guy to a really, really chunky, flabby guy. It's really impressive how much he can suck it in. I can understand that. But to cut ties from my family completely, after how close we'd been for all those years, my father was desperate to make amends, to get just one chance to say sorry. No matter how many times he tried to get an audience with the president, he couldn't. He couldn't even convince them to take a letter to him. One time he came home covered in bruises. Who knows from where? Bodyguard, maybe? Sorry. There's no point making you sit through old stories that won't change anything anyway.
I'll be the judge of that.
Huh. As warm and fuzzy as ever, I see. Not that I expected any different. That case ruined my father and my family, too. The people who failed to keep the president safe. That's all we were after that. That's all we were after that. He threw himself heart and soul into that investigation.
He became obsessed, in other words. Oddly the best state of mind in which to undertake the inquiry.
Wow, you really don't pull your punches, huh? Look, just don't go thinking I'm only doing this because of my dad, okay? The investigation was solid. His work was meticulous and it was accurate. It always was. He interviewed every single one of those kids, and he made sure they told him everything.
I wonder if he learned anything of value. Look at this sad fucking snowman. This looks like a snowman, but it's mostly melted. Well, it's no wonder he's all slushy. He's wearing a hat and a scarf. He must have been all roasty toasty. Aw, and look at his cute little bun eye just lying there. He probably would have frozen back up again at dawn, you know? That's when it's usually coldest. I don't think that would have helped much, Mr. Edgeworth. If a melted snowman froze again, it wouldn't turn back into a snowman. It would turn into an iceman.
What?
I never got to play in the snow. Is what I bet you wanted me to say, isn't it? All too bad. Boy howdy, is this ever scoop. The world's gone green. Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, she hasn't seen this either. Must be an outbreak of something. I'm seeing green trees, green people, green clothes, everything. Haven't you seen this already in case 1? They must be real sick if even their clothes are green. Yeah, Onceler type shit. Also, your sweater is green. What? Looks like we wound up slap bang in the middle of the right dang place at the right dang time. I sure did, Chief. I don't think we're gonna get a word in edgewise here, Mr. Edgeworth. And I don't think we'd want to. Yeah, thanks for the assist. How dare you, Scruffy! Don't you dare tell anybody. I'll just deny it anyway. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta help me out here, sir. What's the matter, Detective? Is she cutting your pay again? It's about the SS5 incident. What else? I know Chairman Winter isn't in charge anymore and all, but a top-secret file being available to us so quickly after his removal, something seemed off. So that got me thinking, and I put in a call, and they told me that, well, that Miss Von Combo went to some pretty extreme lengths to get that file released. Of course you're Scruffy, I deny everything. Or everything. Sounds like you went to a lot of trouble for our sake, Franziska. Thank you. Don't worry. Your efforts won't be for nothing. I'll solve this case, you see. You'll see. Oops. These footprints go toward the body and come back. According to the case file, they're thought to be the killers. They're about a size 9. Pretty average, in other words. Seems the police weren't able to track down who the murderer was from them, though. These footprints stop by the body. I guess that means they belong to Mr. Aldown, right? His feet were pretty big. What's that, about a size 12? According to the file, they were the same size as his shoes. It's a match. These planters. According to the case file, the yard stretched around 3 sides of the orphanage. And there were 3 planters on each side. Oh, okay, so... Oh, that's why he dug 3 footprints. Because he didn't know which of them... Yeah. It's this one. It's this one here. This is where the plot was, where the movie was being shot. That's why he dug 3 footprints. Because he was like, I don't know which planter it was. Because it's been 12 fucking years and I'm old. Bing. Yes, planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen somewhere before. Shame there aren't many flowers, but I guess it was the middle of winter. Yes, but look at that one. It's bright yellow. Weird. How come there's only one? Wait, looks like somebody dropped it. That's a lion lily, if I'm not very much mistaken. A rare member of the family Liliaceae. A lion lily, you say? Oh wait, didn't Judge Gavel give President Wang some lion lilies? What is the same flower doing here? This can't be a coincidence. Can it? I believe this particular cultivar is from Asia, where it's said to symbolize the bond between parent and child. Huh. I wasn't aware you were so knowledgeable when it came to flowers, Franziska. If only my boyfriend was the same. Words are hard. Yeah, especially words that are, you know, fucking Latin shit. Huh. What I just told you is common knowledge. Perhaps you just need to read a little more. Hey, this arch, we've seen it somewhere before, right? Indeed we have. It's the same one that stands over the entrance of the big building today. But this is supposed to be how things looked 12 years ago. Was it there the whole time? Seems the architects worked the old archway into the structure of the new building. The future's simply the past reheated. I think I heard that somewhere. Like pizza. Although I like cold pizza personally. And for once, it seems you might have remembered it correctly. But 12 years is a long time to reheat something for. If it was your lunch, it'd be ruined. It sure would, Kay. I guess I'll look at the body now. Alf down. Alfal down. Alfal down. The man who witnessed the president's kidnapping. But what exactly did he see? Oh boy, he's got one of those old Nokia bricks. Instead of a flip phone, like all of the new kids. A man of good taste. I still also have a brick phone. I based this part of the recreation on one of the crime scene photos. Seems he suffered a blow to the back of the head. I wonder with what? Could it be the fucking brick? Yeah, from that brick right there. They figured it must have been taken from here in the yard. Looks like the blood flowed from the head wound and spread over the surrounding area. Here, a gift for you. This is Mr. Aldown's autopsy report. Struck on the head and died around 1 a.m. on February 10th. Okay. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Every nook and cranny and whatever. Loss of blood resulting from a blow to the back of the head with a brick. Okay. Those shoes look pretty big on you, man. Footprints were a key part of this case. There was information about the shoes in the safe. I was about to say save file, bro. There was information about the shoes in the file, correct? Why did they do away with Nook and Cranny? I miss it. I miss it a lot. Yeah, let's see. There were size 12. Feet were clean, no corns, no athlete's foot. Corns? Corns? What? Huh? Beige socks, thermal underwear in the same color. He dressed old guy style. Brighter socks would have really made that outfit pop. Why not live a little? And that's it for the fashion rundown. Shout out to whoever left these amazingly helpful comments. Here I thought it was going to be a plain old investigation report. Well, he can't really, live a little when he's dead. No, those, like, you can't tell me those are, like... Sorry, fuck. You can't tell me those are his shoes. They're fucking large as fuck. Someone took his shoes and then, like, left. You know? Look at his fucking fuck-ass cargo pants, dude. Selling phone. The cell phone must have belonged to the victim. You're right. Yeah. Says here in the file that Mr. Aldown made a call when he was watching, while he was watching the kidnapping. Call to whom? His girlfriend. Seems he called her when he saw that the president was there. But she didn't pick up, so he left a message. That's in here too, if you want to hear it. Please. Hey. Oh, Rosie. Hey, Rosie, it's me. Guess you're asleep already. Anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird's going on. President Wang is here for some reason, and there's another. Ah, damn it. Lights out, so I can't quite see, but... Looked like he was being kidnapped? Anyway, probably nothing, but I thought I should let you know... Who in the world was able to kidnap a man that large? Like, that's my question here. What were those sounds at the end? I think that was him getting hit by a brick. He must have been attacked while he was still on the phone. Agent Lang, can I ask you something? Mr. Aldown's girlfriend, what was her name? Ringer. Ringer. Rosie Ringer. At least that's what I heard. Just as I thought. Wait, you mean... Her revenge for what happened 12 years ago? All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winner, she made her appearance at the auction. So she really was out for revenge on Chairman Winner, wasn't she? Perhaps it was for his suppression of the kidnapping. Or perhaps it was because she thought he was one of the kidnappers. Yes. Both. Tell me about the flower again. Somebody's dropped the yellow flower here. It's a lion lily, right? According to Franziska, yes. They're originally from Asia, if I recall correctly. Yep, and she said it symbolizes the pond between being painted and tiled, right? It was the bond between parent and child, okay? How the fuck... Brick. Hey, Watson, cinder block! There's stuff made of bricks all around the yard here. They probably took it from somewhere nearby, huh? Al Faldown, freelance journalist, killed after witnessing the kidnapping of President Wang. Even in the recreation, it's pretty gruesome, huh? It's even worse in the actual crime scene photos. That's a lot of blood. It seems mostly to have come from the back of his head. As you can see, the area is completely caked. Yeah, the autopsy report said that that's where he was hit with the brick. Indeed, I imagine his attacker must have snuck up on him from behind. Looks as if he's clutching something in his right hand. Oh yeah, they mentioned that in the file somewhere. Let me see. According to this, it was a button. Oh, from the snowman. A button. Torn from the attacker's clothing, perhaps. Snowman's. Okay, it won't let me. Fine. I'll just keep investigating the scene. Nothing in your cargo shorts, man? Camera. So the victim was carrying a camera. Oh yeah, according to the file, they recovered a picture. Yeah. Here we are. Oh! Oh my god, it's Gregory Edgeworth. Holy shit. And it is from the snowman. That's... it's the president, right? And somebody's pointing a gun at him. This must be what Mr. Aldown witnessed. So the person in the trench coat's the kidnapper? How'd someone as scrawny as that kidnap a guy that big? Why didn't he just deflect the bullets with his massive pecs? Yes, I imagine they were trying to conceal their identity. But if Agent Lang's father's theory was correct, the person wearing the trench coat is Warden Lagarde. I don't know, doesn't look her style. How come they only found the one picture? He probably wasn't able to get any more before he was attacked. What? There's more? Oh, I don't believe there's any more. Then why? Huh? Usually it turns into a check mark. Maybe after I logic. So that's what our monster's hoof prints really were. Wait, what? I recall the arrangement of the prints. Now compare it to the planters. Oh, whoa! That's right. I believe the footprints are located exactly where our planters once stood. So Chairman Winner was digging around the front of them? Logic time. Edgeworth's superpower is being smart. He was, and why might he have been doing that? We have a piece of evidence in our possession that answers exactly that question. Which piece of evidence shows why Chairman Winner might have been digging in front of the planters? That one.
Take that!
Recall, if you will, the report that Warden Lagarde sent to Chairman Winner. In it, she mentioned something that had been laid to rest in front of a planter. You think she was telling him where to dig? Wait, but why 3 holes? Also, I like how he, like, respected the edge of where the planter would be. Like, is he dumb? Because the report didn't specify which of the planters she meant. Oh, I get it. So he wasn't sure which one it was. Which means he had to try and dig up all 3. Imagine so, yes. Poor Chairman Winner. Well, why go through all that trouble? What was he looking for? I don't know. Evidence. I think that's all about all we can learn from the scene for now. All right, how about I try to show you how things looked earlier on that night? It would be very much appreciated. Do you take us back to the moment at which the victim witnessed the kidnapping? Sure. I'll use the photograph he took. Here goes nothing. This is damn convenient. I'm stretching, hold on. Ugh. Oh, hello. There's Mr. Aldown in the middle of the planters. And there's the president and his kidnapper out by the road. My father based his investigation on the evidence Aldown provided. That was why he thought the kidnapping and the orphanage were connected somehow. And how he wound up suspecting Fifi Lagarde. She was the one running the orphanage at the time. Exactly. But when the case went to trial, Excelsior's Winner put a big hole in that theory. He did. Yeah, after all, President and the kidnapper weren't actually on the grounds of the orphanage. So it was hard to conclusively prove any kind of connection. Huh. So they were never seen inside the gates of the orphanage? Detectives bust a gut to find evidence on the scene. And then prosecutors come along and twist it for their own ends. Winner and Lagarde were working together. They had some kind of deal, I'm sure of it. So you're saying that Chairman Winner was working with the kidnapper? I mean, no shit. We been knew that. Your father was convinced that Lagarde was the culprit, correct? And you say he was a gifted and thorough investigator. And he must have had more to support his theory than just Mr. Aldown's message, surely. Yeah, he must have. I just don't know what it was. Wasn't exactly a case he liked talking about. H. Lang's father, Da Long Lang. Trusted ally and confidant of President Wang. He discovered truths that were subsequently suppressed by Chairman Winner. Our first priority should be to find out what they were. Banana, banana. Must scour the scene. Bah. Hey, that snowman. It was melted in the simulation of the morning after the murder, huh? And that muffler was all wet and its little button eyes had fallen off. Indeed, it still looked reasonably healthy at this point. Although, not entirely. I can see one thing that's missing. Oh, poor guy, but some kid took it as a stupid prank. Not a bad piece of thieving, though. Maybe they have potential. Maybe I can track them down. You think one of the orphans took it? I'm not so sure. In fact, I think it was grabbed by somebody else entirely. Yeah, but this snowman is missing a certain something, wouldn't you say? Yeah, his right eye! Indeed. Luckily, we've managed to locate it. The button Mr. Aldown was holding. Look at that, it's the same type of button as the other eye and everything. If we suppose that the button was indeed the snowman's missing eye, that provides something of a contradiction. Wait, does it? What does the button contradict? Victim's location? The victim was clutching the button, and the button was covered with his blood, which means he must have grabbed it after being attacked. Let's run a little hypothetical, shall we? What if after being struck, Mr. Aldon lost his balance and reached out to grab something to steady himself, the snowman? The snowman wouldn't have supported him, so it's kind of a toxic bitch. So he would have grasped the button and continued falling. Oh, I get it. So you're saying that he was near the snowman when he was attacked? I am. Within arm's reach, to be precise. And he's currently nowhere near that close. All right, but his footprints only go as far as the planner. He never came back this way. Not true. What if they weren't his footprints? I think we need to look at all the prints again. Yeah, I'm telling you, they put, like, their massive-ass fucking feet into tiny shoes so they could get away with murder. Alright, I'll take us back to the scene when Mr. Aldon's body was found. Okay. But the footprints on the left definitely matched up with Mr. Aldon's shoes, right? So what's the deal? Let's take another look and see if we can figure them out. Hold on, sorry. Just a moment, just a moment. Alright. Sorry, someone was just knocking. Can we really be sure that these are Mr. Aldon's footprints? Well, they're the same size, a 12, which is pretty big. And the prints match his shoes. They also go straight to the middle of the planners, where his body was found. Oh, as we've established, when he was attacked, he fell and grabbed the button from the snowman. Now, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. Fastest BRB in the West? Yeah. Some average Joe stretching his arms that far? Basically impossible. I think we can be reasonably certain that the prints were made by the shoes the victim was wearing. But, was he actually wearing them? Can we be certain that they were actually the victim's shoes? Perhaps we should take another look at them. I pointed this out earlier. You guys are just blind. These shoes, as the case file says, they match the footprints, but... Huh. These aren't the victim's shoes, I'm sure of it. What do you mean? Look at how the laces are tied. Don't they look a little strange to you? What's more, they don't appear to fit properly. So these prints, they go right up to where the victim was found, and they stop right by his feet. But they didn't actually belong to him. So the prints by his head, the ones that lead away and come back? No, I don't think so. They're too small. So neither set belongs to him? Then how'd he get here? It's easy enough. He didn't walk. He was carried by the killer. Oh, I see. So then where did the murder take place? Was it really over by the snowman as we suspect? Yeah, probably. I think Mr. Aldon's body was moved. How else do we explain the button clutched in his hand? That would suggest that he was killed somewhere near the snowman. I better take a closer look. I must investigate every nook and cranny. Oh, hello. Huh? Look, there's a breakfast in here. I wonder what that could mean. The rest of the brickwork looks fine. Strange that just this one is missing. I like how this implies that this is in the police report and nobody put it together. Nobody put it together. Poor snowman, he's not looking good. Can't be helped, snow and ice eventually melts. That's just how it is. Edgeworth's never had a freezer snowman. And so do mysteries. All we have to do is wait. The snowman of the case will be melted into the clear water of truth. All you have to do is wait, Kay. I have to work to solve these mysteries. Hey, I'm working too. Brick. It seems quite likely that the missing brick was the one used in the murder, wouldn't you say? Oh yeah, now that you mention it, they're the exact same shape and shape and size. I think we have to conclude that the murder actually happened over by the snowman. Right, the button came from there, and the brick too. Indeed. And then what's more, if the murderer took the brick from right by the snowman, and then tried to sneak up on the victim all the way over by the planters, Mr. Aldam would have seen them right away. I don't know, man. Maybe he's too busy looking into the scope of his camera. Exactly. I think we need to upgrade the simulation, Kay. Or update. Mr. Aldown wasn't standing by the planters, he was next to the snowman. I gotcha, alright, here goes. Oh, wait, what? But how did he take this picture then? Oh. What? Mr. Aldan wasn't killed here between the planters at all. Then what's his blood doing here? We need to look into that, certainly, but first we need to ensure that everything else is about our updated recreation is correct. Let's look at where all the parties involved in the scene are currently positioned. Yeah, no matter how you look at it, this just doesn't work, huh? Indeed. Everybody who was present in this, is in exactly the same spot. So, where'd we go wrong? One of the pieces of evidence on which we based our simulation must be the source of the problem. What if one of them was faked somehow? But which one was it?
Take that!
Can we really be certain that this picture was taken by Mr. Aldon? Huh? What do you mean? You know that whoever killed him moved his body. But why would they have done that? What if they'd wanted to make it seem like like he saw something he didn't? And then they took the photo to help back up the lie? They had the president at gunpoint. They could have easily have forced him to pose for the picture. He would have had no choice but to comply. Hey, now that you mention it, they only recovered one picture from Mr. Aldon's camera, right? Indeed, I imagine the killer probably removed the film that was already in there and replaced it with another, thereby ensuring that the only picture was found was the one that they staged. Yeah, that makes more sense. So this picture was actually taken after Mr. Aldon was killed. No way. And now you have it. The picture doesn't show what Mr. Aldon saw at all. It seems highly likely that it was simply staged to make us believe this was the real case. Wait, so where was the president from when Mr. Aldon thought he saw him being kidnapped? Luckily, the photograph isn't the only piece of evidence we can use to try and figure that out. Oh yeah, he left that voicemail too. He did. I think we should listen back to it one more time. Lights out. This is surely the only place where the president and his kidnapper could have been standing.
Take that!
That's where they really were? Huh. Do I need a reason? So you don't have one. I'm confused though, because like, we see the fucking snowman. You mentioned some of the stuff he could see, right? Oh wait, I'm dumb. Wrong thing. Where is it? The light's out, so I can't quite see. He did. Perhaps we can use that to help us figure out where they were standing. There's two light out things. I guess it's not this one, so it's gotta be this one, right?
Take that!
Oh, where the burns are. Recall the statement from Mr. Aldown's voicemail. Damn it, the light's out. Two of the lights here in the courtyard are broken. Yeah, you must have been talking about the one over by the building. Alright, could you update the simulation to reflect everything we've learned? Sure!
Oh. And there we have it. The kidnapper was really standing over by the building. And guess who's over by the building? Gavel and Sean. They're the killers. Sean at 1 year old.
Yes, which would certainly have strengthened the theory that they were connected to the orphanage. So they moved the body and staged the photograph to distort the picture painted by the voicemail, which helped them undermine
the idea that the orphanage was involved when the case went to trial.
Oh no. I have to get ready. Well, that certainly changes what this particular part of the simulation tells us. I imagine it will also affect our understanding of the scene from when the body was found. Only one way to find out. Ready to make the jump? To switch between the two recreations, I need to press T to talk with K. And then switch. Yeah. However, I feel like this is gonna drag on for quite a bit. So I'm going to end mid-thief usage and then just confuse myself in a week when I come back to this. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace and bye-bye.